Hello there everyone, this is Felix from Felix the Dev, where coding is a lifestyle. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Felix, and here we talk about things related to coding. So if you're learning how to code, this channel will help you out, I'm sure about that. And if you're a computer science student completing that degree in college, it will also help you out as well. So go ahead and click the subscribe button for weekly content and tips and tricks you can use on your journey. So today we're going to talk about how to take better notes in class for computer science students. And as a side note, today we're not going to talk about how to prepare for your next computer science test. You can check out another video I made. The link is on the description if you would like more on that topic. And so we're going to talk about how to take better notes, right? And also make the best use out of these notes that you take on the lecture of your computer science course. So this can help you out even if you're not a computer science student, but you are taking a computer science course or a program related course for that matter. So why should we take better notes in class as a computer science student? So in my experience, taking high quality notes increase your chance of getting a better grade in your computer science or programming course. So moreover, using these notes efficiently as a tool to study for your next computer science test will also increase your chances to get the grade you want, or just an overall better grade. And also in my experience, you can save time, learn better, and more efficiently by having organized and high quality notes for later study and review. So what are you going to get out of this video? You're going to get tips and strategies you can use to take better notes and make the better use out of them, so you can reach that grade that you want. So that's what you're going to get. So now we're going to talk about how to take better notes, which is the bigger question. And what I would say the first thing is, tip number 1 is take notes by hand. I know this seems a little counterintuitive, because you're a computer science student, so you're always on the computer, you're using your computer as a tool. But in my experience as a computer science undergrad, taking notes by hand helped me remember the concepts easier, because I had to be writing the concepts down, and also it helped me stay more engaged in the lecture, in the class. Because I have to pay attention to the professor while he was speaking, so I had to write it down. I had to use all my senses to first write it down on the paper and also follow the discussion. So this, taking notes by hand, helped me a lot on that aspect. Also, there has been research on why taking notes on paper and by hand can help you in the learning process. So if you're interested on that, I put a link on the description for an article that's very interesting that you can check out. So tip number 2 is write down the fundamental syntax of the concept. So this helped me a lot in programming related courses, and I would say pay attention to the syntax of the concept. That is how you write it. Like, how do you write the concept in order to use it to solve a problem? For example, if-else statements. When I was learning if-else statements in my computer science course, my programming course, I wrote down the syntax of an if-else statement in the language that we were using, the programming language, which was C++. And what I did was I wrote down the words if and else, and I wrote the explanation of how these statements worked in a computer program. I wrote what the professor said about them. You know, the discussion about the concept per se. So this helped me a lot because I understood the concept better, and I also remember what the professor said. So if it is coming on the test, you'll remember it because you wrote it down because he said so. So that's a very important way and good way that helped me write down and learn if-else statements. And also another thing I did was highlight in another color the keywords of the concept. So in this case, it would be the word if and the word else. So these will be in color red. And what this helped me to do was remember the concept better because it was stood out from the paper. So that's another tip that I can give you guys so you can use it and have a better notes, and you can use them for study and later review. So in my experience, by highlighting in color red, it will increase the chance of remembering the concept in my experience. So another tip before I forget, besides writing it in color red, the keyword, is also using yellow paper because it sticks out. So it's another tip that you have there. Now let's go to the third tip. Tip number 3. Review your notes after the lecture. And ideally, I would say to review them the same day you took the class. So, and what I would advise is just skim through them. Just take a look at the notes so you immerse yourself in the material and you get an idea of the concept and how it works. But don't worry if you don't understand how it works completely, fully, and deeply at that moment, but just get the gist of it. And this is going to help you a lot, so when you go ahead and dedicate your time to a study session and dive deeper in the concept, it will be easier for you, in my experience, of course. So do this ideally. I know it can be hard because you have other duties as a student. You may have other courses, you may have a job, so I know it's pretty hard. But what I did that helped me is use the breaks that you have between classes and review the notes. Or if you can't do it on the same day, do the day after, or just before the next, right before the next lecture, because it can get you in the groove of where the discussion in the class stopped. So you can, it will be easier for you to get more of the lecture and also answer questions that the professor might ask about these concepts, and you'll remember them. So that's another good strategy I used to help me get higher grades and make the most out of my lectures as a computer science student. So there you go, guys. Here were some tips and tricks you can use as a computer science student to take better notes in your programming courses or computer science courses. And this way you can get a higher grade, a better grade on your next test. And as a side note, you can use this advice for other courses. I know I did, and just focusing on computer science because that was my major as a undergraduate student in college. But you can use this in other courses. I'm sure you can use it on maybe math and also other types of courses. But that's why I just strictly talked about computer science. So if you like more tips on how to take better notes, check out the full blog post. I have the link on the description. I give you more tips on that. And if you like this video, click the like button, share it with a friend, and be sure to subscribe. Also follow me on social media. The links are in the description as well. And also comment down below if you have any tips you can share with the community so you can help other students that need tricks and strategies to take better notes. So this way we can help all each other out. So this was Felix from Felix the Dev. I will see you guys on the next video. Take care.